Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. As per usual, I'm doing another seasonal anime review. This time it is winter 2024. So we'll transfer from my chibi model, which is on screen, to OBS so we could screen record, and then we'll leave the ending soon ready. And then bam, presto changeo. All right. And I just want to preface it by saying that none of the images or synopses were made by yours truly. I got them off of my anime list. So I'm crediting all the images and writing to them. And I'm pretty sure that they got their sources from somewhere else, but you could trace it back. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot to cover, so bear with me. All right, so I know there's a lot on screen. So if you're new to the channel, what I do is each new anime or returning anime will be a slide of its own. And at the top of it, I have the name of the anime. On the left, as you can see on the screen, I have an image that they've provided. And on the right side, we have synopsis, if it's available, release date, if it's available, the studio that made it, as well as ranking. Now, what I mean by ranking is we have 4 levels, right? Must watch is highly anticipated either by me or by the entire community as a whole. The second level is 3 episodes. So the way I see 3 episodes is if I liked the synopsis and the trailer, but I'm not just quite sold on it. So there's like I just need that final umph. So that's what I mean by 3 episodes. 1 episode is like I'm not really sure where they're trying to go with this, but I'm willing to give it a shot, and then from there I decide whether I'll drop it or move it up to 3 or must watch. And then there's skip. Now for skip, that is I'm not changing my mind on it. I'm not interested. The synopsis didn't sell me on it. None of that. So those are our 4 categories for it. Um, if you don't like my voice like I do, because or if you don't like my voice the same as me, because I really don't like my voice, then feel free to just watch or read the screen on your own. Although there is a lot, so that's why I do both options, where you could either mute and read on your own and then skip a little bit ahead if I'm still talking on it, or you could just hear me blast through it and we're waiting on my BGM. We did a different playlist this time. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And let me know if it's too loud or if you guys want me to change anything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Our first one, we're starting off with a banger. Solo Leveling. So, quick synopsis. 10 years ago, the gate appeared and connected the real world with the realm of magic and monsters. To combat these vile beasts, ordinary people received superhuman powers and became known as hunters. 20-year-old Sung Jin Woo is one such hunter, but he is known as the world's weakest, owing to his pathetic power compared to even a measly E rank. Still, he hunts monsters tirelessly in low-ranked gates to pay for his mother's medical bills. However, this miserable lifestyle changes when Jin Woo, believing himself to be the only one left to die in a mission gone terribly wrong, awakens in a hospital 3 days later to find a mysterious screen floating in front of him. This quest log, quotation marks, demands that Jin Woo completes an unrealistic, intense training program or face an appropriate penalty. Initially reluctant to comply because of the quest's rigor, Jin Woo soon finds that it may just transform him into one of the world's most fearsome hunters. So the release date is scheduled for January 2024. At the time of recording, there's no specific date, but given the track record, it should be within the first week of January. So maybe between the 4th and the 7th, I reckon. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for that. Studio that's animating it is A1 Pictures, and ranking, obviously, as you see on the screen, is a must watch for me. I am reading the light novels, which thankfully, thanks to Soyman, he has so graciously lent me all 8 volumes. I'm not completely caught up, but I will be caught up before the start of the anime. So, yeah, must watch. I highly recommend this. This might be, I don't know if it's way too soon to call it, guys, but this might be either the must watch of winter season, if not, must watch of 2024 in general, the entire year. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next anime, Classroom of the Elite, Season 3. So, quick synopsis, it's its third season. You know, they just finished season 2, which was amazing. I know I got Soyman into Classroom of the Elite, and I know he's excited about it. Release date sometime in January. Studio, it hadn't been announced as of this recording, but I'm sure it's the same one that animated season 2. A ranking, as you see on the screen, must watch. I mean, there's not much else to say. For those of you unfamiliar with Classroom of the Elite, basically, our main character is like this super genius level intellect, and he passes himself as like mediocre or average, but he has like high schemes and everything. I don't want to give out too much spoilers because I'm ahead in the manga, so my recommendation is just it's a must watch. The MC is, like I said, genius level intellect. Think of him kind of like Lelouch or L from Death Note. You know, their brain is their superpower, so to speak. So yeah, must watch. All right, moving on to our third anime of winter season, Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy. Synopsis: second season, release date sometime in January. Studio animating it is JC Staff, and as for me, I only have it at I'm gonna watch episode 1 of season 1, and if I enjoy it, then I'll move it into a must watch. There's a few that I haven't really gotten into, or they're on my list but I've fallen behind. But yeah, depending on if I like season 1, episode 1, then I'll move this to a 3 episode or must watch. Mash Late Synopsis Season 2. Release date sometime in January. Studio A1 Pictures. Ranking. So again, for this one, I'm gonna watch season 1, episode 1. I'm gonna give it a shot. But based on what I read and saw of the trailer for season 1, it didn't really seem like my type of anime, and the animation really didn't stand that much out to me. So, I don't have high hopes for this one, but I mean, yeah, season 2, if you guys are interested, um, it will be coming out. All right, this next one I'm super excited about. I'm trying to get Soyman into it. I bought him volumes 1 and 2 of the manga, but I did lose volume 1, so he only has volume 2. I'm trying to. One second, let me try to change the BGM. We'll go back to our original because I'm not really digging this one. All right. Hopefully this one's a little bit more chill for you guys, if you guys could even hear it. But yeah, so like I said, I'm really stoked about this one. So, quick synopsis. When entrances to a different dimension known as the Mato emerge all over Japan, a new resource known as peaches, quotation marks, are discovered which give unique abilities only to women. However, dangerous monsters called Yomotsu Shuki also roam throughout the Mato and have been responsible for various disasters ever since. To combat them, the government formed the Anti Demon Corps, an elite group of women who have received power from the Peaches. One day, a high school student named Yuki Wakura was walking home from school when he suddenly got lost in a Mato entrance. When he calls for help, he is immediately rescued by Kyoka Utsen, the chief of the 7th unit of the Anti Demon Corps. Recognizing his potential while also needing him to make her peach power more effective, she asked that Yuki join the Anti Demon Corps by becoming her slave, a position he might find more enjoyable than he initially would have thought. Release date January 2024, studio animating it. Of course, it's 7 arcs because it's kind of like an ecchi harem. Um, so yeah, you guys know me. This is my exact type of anime. So for me, must watch. I've read the light novels up to volume 4. I haven't checked if my local bookstore has passed that, but as of now, I'm on volume 4. And yeah, I mean, if you're into like edgy harem, fantasy, I don't want to say isekai because I don't believe it's an isekai, then you're really gonna enjoy this. Give it a shot. I mean, just because of that synopsis that says, "Oh, he becomes her slave" and stuff like that, it's not what you think in the anime slave, quotation mark sense of you just gotta watch it. Watch the trailer. Hopefully, you get sold on it. I'm so excited for it. All right, next one. Bottom tier character Tomozaki. Synopsis: second season. Release date January 2024. Animation studio project number 9. Ranking: I'm gonna watch episode 1 of season 1, but more than likely, this is gonna be a must watch for me. Again, I have to add it to my watch list. As a university student and full time worker, um, and content creator, I have so much on my to do list. But now that winter break is nearly upon us, thankfully, I can catch up, including binging season 1 of this anime. So yeah, look forward to this one. The Dangers in My Heart, season 2. Release date January 2024. Animation studio Shin E Animation or Shin I. I still haven't finished season 1. Again, with school and stuff, I've gotten sidetracked, but I am gonna watch season 2 after I finish season 1. But I believe I did put it either at 3 episodes or must watch for this one, so I recommend it. I'm into that whole rom com stuff. I know a lot of guys really aren't, but that's what calls to me. I want to have a good time and stuff. But yeah, moving on. Delicious in Dungeon. Now, some of these animes, I do gotta say that I translated the names myself, and as it's obvious with my pronunciation, I'm not even at beginner level for Japanese. So my apologies if I do offer a wrong translation or mispronounce a name. Feel free to correct me in the comment section. I am trying my best for you guys, so please bear with me. I'm trying to learn. All right, so quick synopsis. After the Golden Kingdom is sunk underground by an insane magician, its king emerges, promising all of his treasure to any who defeat the magician. Before crumbling to dust, guilds are spurred on by this promise, traversing the labyrinth dungeon in search of the magician Lois. The leader of one such guild encounters a dragon that wipes out his party and devours his sister Fallen. Despite having lost the entirety of their supplies and belongings, Laos, along with Marcel, an elven healer, and Chilchuk, a halfling thief, immediately re-enter the dungeon, determined to save Fallen. Time being of the essence, Lao suggests the taboo of feeding the monsters of the dungeon as a means of gathering supplies. Upon the preparation of their first meal in the dungeon, they are stopped by an onlooking dwarf named Senshi. An enthusiast of monster cooking, he helps them prepare their monster ingredients for safe consumption. After learning of Lao's circumstances, Senshi expresses his desire to cook a dragon and joins their guild, thus beginning their food-filled foray into the dungeon together. Release date January 2024. Studio Trigger. So I haven't seen the trailer for it, but based on the synopsis, I am interested in it. 1 second while I drink some water, guys. So I am interested in it. So it reminds me kind of like farming in another world and campfire cooking in another world. Um, it, it seems a little bit more like uh, darker than those two that I mentioned. But the fact that we're getting a lot of anime recently that are focused on food, I'm kind of a big foodie, or like I like cooking a lot, if that makes sense. So cooking animes have really scratched like this itch in my brain that I didn't know I had a craving for. You see what I did there? Craving food, but yeah. So more than likely, this is going to be either 3 episodes or a must-watch for me. Again, I want to see the trailer just to see if the visuals are appealing to me because I'm a big visual guy. The story could be great, but if the visuals don't like capture me, then I probably lose interest in it. So again, more than likely it'll be a must watch, but I want to hold off on it and watch the trailer first, whenever that's available or whenever I have time for it. But yeah, moving on to our next one, Blue Exorcist Shimane Illuminati Saga. It's officially the third season. Release date sometime in January 2024. Studio BOLN. And this is going to be a must watch for me, but I need to catch up on the previous 2 seasons. I believe we finished all of season 1, Soyman and I. I don't remember where we left off on season 2, but again, before this season starts, I will catch up on the previous ones. So I might just binge watch completely from season 1, um, just to be up to date and get like a little refresher. But yeah, this is must watch. Next one. Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. This is season 2, release date January 2024. It is by Studio Flad and it's a must watch. I believe I either finished this or I started it and need to finish it, but I do know that it's on my watch list. So I'll go back and see if I finished it. If not, I'll catch up and start season 2. So a lot of these are going to be catch ups if you see on the screen. But yeah, must watch. A sign of affection. Yuki Itose is a hearing impaired university student whose world has been shrouded with silence since birth. She has lived in the same place her whole life and rarely interacts with others save for her best friend Rin Fujishiro. During her commute one day, she meets the silver haired and multilingual Itsumi Nagi, a mutual friend of Rin. Unlike most, Itsumi is unwavering when he learns of Yuki's impairment. This, along with his experiences abroad, fascinates and touches her. After they part, her fondness for him starts to grow. A new world begins to open for both Yuki and Itsumi as they learn about each other's different lives. Yubisaki to Renren is a light-hearted romantic comedy that illustrates the silent life of a university student and how one man sharing his world starts to change her own. Release date January 2024. Studio Aija Do. Um, so for me, this reminds me a lot of Silent Voice, not only because of the hearing impairment stuff, but it seems like she's gonna go through some struggles, and it's I feel like it's gonna be very melancholic, rom com. It's I I could be wrong. Might be a little bit tearjerker as well, and thankfully it's gonna be focused on university students. I don't know what's the fascination about high school students, but I'm glad that this one is made for university students. And being a university student myself, I might be able to relate to something that they go through in school as opposed to high school, which for me was a little bit ago, let's just put it that way. But yeah, for me, this is going to be a must watch. I do want to see the trailer, but based on the synopsis, it's a must watch. Next one. Hokkaido gals are super adorable. Synopsis. High school boy Subasa moves to Kitami City up in Hokkaido, where he meets a gal at a bus stop. The sight of her standing alone against the white snowscape, bare legged, despite the freezing cold, captures his heart. Release date January 2024, and this is a collaboration between the studios Blade and Silverlink. So, based on the synopsis, I am interested. I might give it like 3 episodes, but I'm leaning more towards a must watch. But before I make any final decision, again, I'll watch the trailer and hopefully the animation is what I'm expecting. Urusei Yatsura. Second season is the synopsis. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio David Production. I couldn't really find any more information for this one, so I'm gonna have to watch season 1, episode 1, and make my call from there. Um, but based on the fact that I haven't really heard much about it, plus the stock image that they provided, I don't really think it might be my thing. Again, it could completely change, but for now it might be like one episode to a skip. All right, next one. Whisper Me a Love Song. Before I even read the synopsis, I'm gonna assume this is gonna be a must watch for me. So let's go ahead if I'm correct. So Yori Asanagi is a mature girl in many ways, but is still pure when it comes to romance. That sentiment is proven when an underclassman, Himari Kino, suddenly confesses love to her after her band performance at freshman opening ceremony. Confused and surprised, Yori asks her friends for consultation, but they tease her by saying that she is experiencing love. Yori soon makes up her mind and tries to return Himari's feelings, but in a twist of events, she realizes that what Himari loved was not her, but her music. As Yori continues to pursue her love for Himari, she promises to make Himari fall for her. However, will this passionate love bloom or remain unrequited? Release date January 2024. It is another collaboration, this time by studios Cloud Hearts and Yokohama Animation Lab. Um, Again, so I think based on the synopsis, this might be a must watch for me. It seems like that Yuri uh, rom com stuff, so you guys know I dig that. I literally just said it a few slides ago. So, must watch, but let's watch the trailer and stuff. Shaman King Flowers. So the story will center on you and Anna's son Hana. So I guess this is like a spin-off. Um, Release date January 2024. It's by Studio Bridge. I haven't really seen Shaman King, so I'm assuming it's gonna be a skip for me. But we might watch the trailer and maybe we're sold on it. Kingdom. This is the fifth season. Release date January 7th, 2024. Another collaboration, this time by Studio Period and Studio Signpost. And for me, this is going to be a skip. It's 5 seasons. I'm already way too behind on a lot of animes, as you guys have noticed. So I can't get into this one. I apologize if it's your thing. But hey, look forward to it, January 7th. Literally 1 month after recording. So yeah. Next episode, Hikaru. It is season 2, January 2024. It is by Studio Hibari. I'm gonna have to watch episode 1 of season 1 to see if I'm sold on it. Um, as of now, it's a skip, but again, that might change. Next up, we have my instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. That's a long title. And as has been common recently, a lot of these mangas and animes are getting really almost an essay long title. This has a lot of, it reminds me a lot of Overpowered Skill in Another World from earlier this year. So let's see if I'm correct on that. If I am, then this might be a must watch for me. So, quick synopsis. Awaking Awaking to Absolute Chaos. I think they misspelled it. Awakening to Absolute Chaos and Carnage while on a school trip. Yogiri Takatu discovers that everyone in his class has been transported to another world. He had somehow managed to sleep through the entire ordeal himself, missing out on the gift powers bestowed upon the others by a mysterious sage who appeared to transport them. Even worse, he and another classmate were ruthlessly abandoned by their friends, left as bait to distract a nearby dragon. Although not terribly bothered by the thought of dying, he reluctantly decides to protect his lone companion. After all, a lowly level 1000 monster doesn't stand a chance against his secret power to invoke instant death with a single thought. If he can stay awake long enough to bother using it, that is. Release date January 2024. Studio Okurutu Noburu. And for ranking, I think this might be a must watch. Um, I know that for a lot of these it's going to say watch trailer. I apologize, but I'll say it ahead of time. I believe this might be a must watch for me. Again, it does seem reminiscent of OP skills in another world, so I'm hoping it lives up to the same hype. Witch and the Beast. Guido, I believe it's pronounced, a feral girl with long fangs and the eyes of a beast. Ashaf, a soft spoken man with delicate features and a coffin strapped to his back. This ominous pair appears one day in a town that's enthralled to a witch who has convinced the townsfolk she's their hero. But Ashaf and Godot know better. They have scores to settle and they won't hesitate to remove anyone in their way. Release date January 2024. Studio Yokohama Animation Lab. I believe I'm going to give this one episode, give it a shot, and we'll go from there. Next, how to use healing magic wrongly. Main recovery team member running through the battlefield. Ken Usato is a normal high schooler in every sense of the word. Average grades, dreams, and a tendency to dislike extraordinary people. However, when he encounters the president and the vice president of the student council, both popular and extraordinary, he immediately befriends them. All of this is interrupted when Ken's new friends are summoned into another world, and he accidentally gets summoned as well. Dejected with no way to return, he resigns himself to staying quietly in the new world until he finds out he has an affinity for healing magic, a very rare form of magic which gives him both self confidence and the attention of all mages. However, not all attention is good, which is something Ken realizes when he is noticed by a crazy fellow healing magic user. A release date January 2024, another collaboration between Shinei Animation and Studio AD or Studio ADD. Uh, for the ranking, I believe I'm gonna give it 3 episodes. Depending on those 3 episodes, I might push it to a must watch. But I'm definitely interested in it. Tales of Wedding Rings. Okay, just based on the name and the image, I'm gonna say it's a rom com, and it's gonna be a must watch for me. So let's go ahead and see if I'm correct. Sato has been in love with his childhood friend and neighbor Hime ever since she and her grandfather appeared out of nowhere 10 years ago. Now, a dazzling yet mysterious high school beauty, she makes it more and more difficult for him to confess his feelings. As the anniversary of their first meeting is nearing, will he muster up his courage to transform their friendship into something more, or will an entirely different fate await this tightly bonded pair? Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Staple Entertainment. So yeah, based on that synopsis, I think I am correct and giving it a must watch. It has dress up darling vibes. Meets you were experienced, I wasn't, or whatever that long name for the one that currently is airing. Um, I'm really into that rom com stuff, as I said multiple times in this video, so I'd say it's a must watch. Metallic Rogue. It's an anime original. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Bones. I'm gonna watch the trailer, but it seems, based on the name and the stock image, it might be a mecha. So I might possibly be skipping this one. Next up, Surgeon Elise. Dr. Song Ji-young is considered a prodigy among Korean surgeons, known for her skill in saving patients no matter their condition. In her past life as Elise de Clorans, the ill-mannered wife of the emperor, her jealousy and greed had led to the loss of her loved ones, and ultimately her death. For that reason, she vowed to now save lives instead of destroying them. After a fatal plane crash, Elise finds herself once again in her former body. With her previous knowledge of modern medicine and now a chance of mending her mistakes, she is determined to contribute to the Empire as a medic in this life. But will Elise be able to avoid her engagement to Prince Lyden de Romanov, the man she had loved to the point of her own demise? Release date January 2024, Studio Maho Film, and I believe I might give this 3 episodes based on that synopsis. Moving on, we have The Weakest Tamer began a journey to pick up trash. In Ivy's world, stars are everything. She's a tamer, born to subdue monsters and animals, but she was also born starless. With her life in danger, Ivy flees into the forest where she befriends a weak little slime named Sora. Oh, you? Kingdom Hearts, baby! The one creature she can tame. Together, the unlikely pair set off a journey, salvaging rubbish to survive. Along the way, they'll win hearts, evade danger, and discover there's more to Starless Ivy than meets the eye. Release date January 12th, 2024. It is by Studio Masquet. And Tamer, it reminds me of Beast Tamer from earlier this year. So, yeah, this is going to be 3 episodes for me. Villainous, level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. Based on that, this is a must watch. Y'all know that I'm into villainous um, animes, especially the recent ones that have come out. So, yeah, this is a must watch for me without even reading the synopsis or watching the trailer. But let's go ahead and read it. A certain Otome RPG takes place in the Varshain Kingdom, where dark hair is stigmatized to an abnormal degree. Eumelia Dolkness is the daughter of a count, hated from birth due to her pitch black locks, and she is also the hidden boss. In a twist of fate, at 5 years of age, Eumelia recalls memories of her past life in Japan. Uninterested in the romance aspect of the original game, she begins to dedicate herself to training her rare dark type magic. Despite this, Eumelia's goals are clear: avoid becoming the hidden boss and stay out of the limelight. Upon entering the Magic Academy, however, she shakes the foundation of the kingdom when her level 99 status comes to light. Whether a physical brawl or magic duel, her abilities are unmatched, and coupled with her black hair, she sticks out like a sore thumb. To make matters worse, the original heroine begins suspecting she is the Demon Lord. Can the deadpan noble girl achieve her wish of a peaceful life? Release date January 2024. Animation studio is Jumondo, and I'm gonna give this a must watch. It seems like right up my alley. Ishura. In a world where the Demon King has died, a host of demigods capable of felling him have inherited the world. A master fencer who can figure out how to take out their opponents with a single glance, a lancer so swift they can break the sound barrier, a wyvern rogue who fights the 3 legendary weapons at once, an all-powerful wizard who can speak thoughts into being, an angelic assassin who deals instant death, eager to attain the title of true hero. These champions each pursue challenges against formidable foes and spark conflicts among themselves. The battle to determine the mightiest of mighty begins. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Passion. I am familiar with Studio Passion. I liked what the synopsis said, so I'll give it 3 episodes. Fluffy Paradise. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Akitsu Midori, 27 years old, ends up in another world, so it's an isekai. After dying from overwork, What's with all these overworked days, man? We gotta take a chill. I say this as I'm pulling all nighters studying for finals and also having work tonight. So, yeah, we gotta take a chill pill, man. I got reincarnated in another world after God blessed me with a special ability. This ability is to be loved by non human beings. Lucky, I wish that was me. Huh? Meaning that humans might not like me, but all the fluffy animals will love me? Whoa! I get to pet a white tiger and dragons to my heart's content? After being reborn as Nema, the youngest daughter of a top class noble family, I'm doing my best for the survival of humanity while enjoying this world's fluffiness. January 2024 is the release date. It is by Studio ENT Squared, and I want to say it's going to be a must watch for me. Not necessarily anime of the season or of the year, but it's my type of wholesome stuff. You know, cute animals. Uh, it's gonna be a good one. All right, Mr. Villain's Day Off. As a member of the malevolent organization, the General is tasked with invading Earth and wiping out humanity. Even an extraterrestrial being like him, however, needs a chance to rest. Not even the Rangers, a team solely dedicated to defeating the General and his colleagues, will stand in the way of him visiting pandas at the zoo, buying ice cream at the convenience store, and enjoying his well deserved day off from committing evil deeds. Release date January 2024. Collaboration between studios Shin I Animation and Synergy SP. And I'm gonna rank this 3 episodes. I hope the animation looks better than the stock image. Um, but this gives me a lot of what was that anime earlier this year where, or it might have been last year actually, where they fell in love and it was like a Power Rangers kind of ripoff, kind of. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it gives me that type of vibes where they're the evil guys, but on their time off, they're just chilling and they don't want to be bothered. So I'm gonna give it 3 episodes. I hope the animation is good because the synopsis certainly sold me on it. Buchigiri. Araji Tomoshibi gets caught up in battles among powerful individuals after reuniting with a former friend Mataka Asamine. Meanwhile, the shadow of a colossal demon appears. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Mappa. I kind of want to give it 1 episode based on the fact that it's by Studio Mappa. If I like the trailer and episode 1, then I might move it to 3 episodes or a must watch. I feel like I'm constantly saying that, but I want you guys to get like my honest thoughts and opinions on them so that you can make your own decisions based on that information. The Way of Pon. Nashiko Jipensha, a high school girl living in Onomichi City, Hiroshima Prefecture, was in trouble after being kicked out of her house. She said, I don't have a place to hang out with my friends. When Naoko learned that the parlor that her father used to run was now vacant, she decided to rebuild it into a place where everyone could gather. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio OLM. It seems kind of like not rom com, but like slice of life. So I'm gonna give it 3 episodes. I'll hold off on saying must watch, but for now, 3 episodes. The Fire Hunter Season 2. It is release date January 2024 by Studio Signal MD. I need to watch season 1, episode 1, or at least a trailer, so that I could decide if I'm into this. So I don't want to say skip. I want to say give me some time to catch up on the trailers, and I'll decide if this one is worth my time. So I'll hold off on saying maybe 1 episode for now. Okay, 'tis time for Torture Princess. Synopsis: the princess, who's been held captive by the Demon Lord's army, is scheduled to be executed by the Demon Lord's relentless torture. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Pine Jam. I'm gonna give this 3 episodes. I haven't seen the trailer. Uh, just on the quick synopsis, the name and the stock image, I want to give it 3 episodes. So let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which is Warren State's Yuoku. The world is divided into two factions, humans and monsters called the Katawara. Despite being a Katawara, Tama loves humans and vows to protect them from evil. Oh, excuse me. Even if it means fighting her own kind. Her brother Jinka, however, hates humans, despite mostly being one. The siblings are joined by a cowardly swordsman named Shinsuke, who wants to learn how to become strong. When the group uncovers a plot to experiment on humans and transform them into monsters, they vow to defeat whoever is behind it, even if it means battling an entire army of warriors. The people they meet, places they see, and creatures they battle will be legendary. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio White Fox. I kind of want to say between skip and 1 episode. I'm lingering in between there. Synduality Noir Season 2. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio 8-Bit. So I have seen trailer for Season 1. I am interested. It's in my watch list. So I'll binge Season 1 before I do Season 2. If if I like all of Season 1, I'll put Season 2 as my must watch. If it's whatever, so I'll give episode 1 of Season 2 a shot, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, The Legend of Supernormal Pref Chiba. I guess that's how you say it. No synopsis available as of now. Release date January 2024. It is by Supernormal Studio. Um, Based on, I guess, just the name and the stock image, I want to give it 1 episode. I can't really say 3 because I know nothing about it. So once a synopsis or a trailer is released, then I could go from there. But the stock image definitely has my attention, the visual of it. All right. The Labyrinth Raids of the Ultimate Tank. The tank possessing a rare 9,999 endurance skill was expelled from the hero party. Wow, that was a mouthful to read. So I gotta get some water, guys. All right. I gotta speed it up a little bit because we got a lot more to cover. And also, at the time of recording, NXT's pay per view just started. So I do want to watch that. So I'll try to speed it up a bit. Rudd is a tank of the Heroes Party and is said to have the highest defense ever in history. The party often does labyrinth raids, but to Rude, it means more than just a raid. To cure his beloved sister's illness, he is in search of the wish-granting treasure that might be hidden in those labyrinths. But one day, the arrogant hero kicks him from the party after an unsuccessful raid attempt, blaming it on his skills whose effects he is still unaware of. Without nowhere else to go and nothing to do, he decides to return to his hometown where his sister is waiting. On his way there, he saves a girl who was being attacked by a monster. Unexpectedly, this girl has an extremely rare skill called appraisal. Thanks to her skill, Rudd is able to discover the truth behind his unknown skills, which turn out to be very powerful skills. With a defense of 9,999, it's over 9,000! And powerful skills, thus begins the adventure of the strongest tank, Rudd. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Polon, which I'm not familiar with, but based on the name, synopsis, and stock image, this is going to be a must watch for me. So, yeah, moving on. Monthly Mosu Science. So, Gekan Masu Kagaku is set in Most City. In Most City? In an unknown country in a small publishing house that prints a monthly magazine about the most outlandish of things. Everything changes when the staff of the magazine, editor in chief Taru, his assistant Jiro, and dog Saboru meet the scientist Goro Satu. Release date January 2024. It is by OLM Team Yoshioka. Ranking, it's one episode. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily sold on it. The synopsis really didn't tell me anything. Neither does the visual. Like, I can't tell if it's my type of thing or not. So, one episode. If I watch the trailer and I don't like it, I might even skip. Next, Card Fight Vanguard D series, sixth season. Release date 2024, January 2024. Studio animation. I imagine it's going to be the same as the previous ones. For this one, it's going to be a skip for me. Um, I've heard of Card Fight Vanguard. It doesn't seem to like grasp my attention. Plus, it's going to be the sixth season again. As we mentioned with previous long-running ones, I'm too busy to binge 5 seasons, even though I just rewatch all 4 seasons of Overlord again. So I am a little bit of a hypocrite in that sense, but I know that I like Overlord. Card Fight doesn't grasp my attention, so for me it's a skip. Tales of Wedding Rings. Sato has been in love with his childhood friend and I believe we already covered this one unless I did a wrong image. But I believe we did do this one. The stock image seems to be the wrong one. But I believe we have covered Tales of Wedding Rings, so let's go ahead and move on. Sorry about that, guys. I double checked this presentation like 5 times since I've been working on it for the past like 2 months. But, I'm bound to miss a thing or two. I'm only human. So, my apologies. The foolish angel dances with the devil. Synopsis: Akutsu Masatora is a demon who has infiltrated a high school in the human world. His goal is to find candidates to aid Hell in a fight against their natural enemies, the Angels of Heaven. Assigned a seat next to Lily Amane, another student who transferred here not too long ago, Akatsu falls prey to her beauty and decides to recruit her to his cause. But there's more to Lily than meets the eye. Let me guess, she's gonna be an angel, isn't she? Um, and Akatsu not only finds himself an accomplice to one of the very enemies he is supposed to defeat, yep, but he also might have developed feelings for her. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Children's Playground Entertainment, and this is going to be a must watch for me. I'm into this type of stuff. Gushing over Magical Girls. Already, I'm going to assume it's going to be a must watch. So, Hideki Utena has always looked up to magical girls and fantasized about transforming into a cool heroine who fights evil. So when an adult-like figure approaches her one evening, claiming that she has magical power lying dormant within, she trembles in excitement. But her colorful dream is quickly shattered in an ironic turn of events when she transforms into a villain. Disinterested in associating with the forces of evil, she tries to quit when a group of magical girls appear to declare war. A battle ensues, and Hiragi soon discovers that she enjoys inflicting pain on others as her true nature starts to emerge. Maho Shouju ni Akogarate follows Higari as she begins her new life as the leader of villains, fighting against magical girls and indulging in her newfound sadistic nature to her heart's content. Release date January 2024. Studio Asahi Production, and this is going to be a must watch. That stock image is really telling of what it's going to cover. So yeah, must watch, guys. Next one. Seventh time loop, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Another villainous anime, must watch. Alright. Being reborn once may sound impressive, but Riche is already on her 7th time around. She has had all kinds of excitement in her previous lives, from peddling goods as a merchant to locking blades as a knight. So now she's determined to kick back and enjoy. But to savor the high life, she first has to marry the handsome prince, the same one who happens to be her murderer. Dun dun dun! It will take 6+ lifetimes of experience and skills for Riche to break the time loop and make her extravagant dreams come true. Release date January 7, 2024. It is collaboration between Studio Hornet and Studio Kai. And again, this is going to be a must watch for me. Let's take a quick break while I get some water. Ooh. Alright, moving on. The Demon Prince of Momochi House. On her 16th birthday, Himari Momochi receives a letter stating she has inherited a mansion called the Momochi House. Having been raised in an orphanage, this mansion is the only thing left of her real family, so Himari pays no mind to the rumors that it may be haunted. Upon entering it, she meets Aoi, Nanamori, and his companions Ise and Yukari, who all seem to be squatting in her new home. Although they warn her to leave the house, Himari vows to be the one to make them leave instead. But soon, she is attacked by Yukai and finds out that the house sits in the space between the world of the living and the spirit realm. Even more surprising, Aoi was chosen to be the guardian of the house, a position originally meant for Himari. But this great power came with an awful price. Aoi can never leave the mansion, and his existence in the human world has been erased. Ignoring his pleas for her to leave the mansion, Himari promises to help Aoi break the house-bound curse as she begins living under the same roof as him. January 2020 or January 5th, 2024. It is by Studio Drive, and I think this is going to be a must watch. Next, Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. Office worker Kiyushi Arachi has gone 30 years of life without ever having his cherry popped. Due to this profound accomplishment, he becomes a wizard with the ability to read minds through physical contact. However, he thinks his newly attained skill is hopelessly lame and has caused him to dislike crowded places. On the way to his work, Arachi runs into his attractive and well-liked co-worker Yuichi Kurosawa. Piqued by his personality, he furtively touches Kurosawa and takes a peek at his heart, only to find out that the man holds romantic dreams for a colleague at their office. Arachi attempts to connect the dots, but soon Kurosawa's fantasies are laid bare. His co-workers' perverted thoughts are meant for him. Despite doing his best to concentrate, he can now hardly remain focused with Kurosawa around. Release date January 11, 2024. It is by Studio Statelight, and for me, this is going to be a skip. Um, I'm not really into yaoi. I'm more into yuri. So props to you if this is your thing. It's not mine. Watch it if you want. For me, it's a skip. Next, Sasaki and Peeps. Even though Sasaki's droll corporate life, droll, is constantly filled with work, it leaves him tired and unfulfilled at the end of every day. Same, brother, same. In search of some companionship to fill the emptiness in his life, he visits a pet shop on a whim, not realizing he's about to change his life forever. After settling on an adorable bird and bringing it home, his new roommate reveals that it's actually an incredible sage from another world who promptly bestows Sasaki with supernatural powers as well as the ability to cross between worlds. All Sasaki wants to do is use these newfound powers to live in peace and comfort, but there are more than a few colorful characters who might get in the way of that. January 2024 for release date. It is Studio Silverlink. I think I'm gonna give it one episode. Whew. The pioneering story of the famous hot spring Yu of Another World, the reincarnation of an around 40 hot spring enthusiast, was a leisurely hot spring paradise. Alright. I swear, these titles are getting ridiculous, man. Just say, like, hot spring in another world. Yoshizawa Yukawa is a passionate hot springs enthusiast, a hot springs hunter who was able to sniff out the source of springs. One day, while searching for a hidden hot spring to revitalize a town, he slips off a cliff and dies. He is then reincarnated into another world by an Inari deity of a small shrine hidden in the rocks. Yoshizu is joined by Inari's messenger princess Mayudama, the hot spring hunter within Yoshizu is stirred right away as he takes bath with Mayudama in the hot spring he just discovered. Then an elf girl appears. Release date January 2024. Studio unknown. I know it says unknown. That's supposed to be an O in unknown. It's gonna be a must watch for me. Seems like a chill isekai. So must watch. Theater of Darkness, 12th season. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio ILCA and 12 seasons. I'm not gonna even bother to catch up, so skip. Snack Baso, located 5 stations away from Hokkaido's largest downtown area, Suzukino. A fun shop called Snack Buzz can be found. Oh, Snack Buzz, Snack Basu. Oh, Naruhodo. Can be found run by Mama Basu and Mama Akemi. Filled with the laughter of the girls and their unusual regulars, you'll be smiling along with them before you know it. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Puyukai, and I think I said skip based on the animation, but or at least from the stock image. But I do want to change it to one episode, and give it a shot. I do want, it says that last sentence, filled with laughter of the girls and their unusual regulars, you'll be smiling along with them. And at the end of the day, that's what I look for in an anime. So yeah, I'll give it one episode. I changed my mind about the skip. Bang Brave Bang Bravern. That was a lot. It is an anime original. Release date January 2024. It is by Cygames Pictures, and I'm gonna give it one episode. See what all the fuss is about. It seems like it's gonna be a mecha war anime. Uh, I'll give it one episode, see where it goes, and then I'll decide to drop or skip or must watch. Stick it around, Koino. The story of the series the story of the series follows Koino, a serious-minded dog who goes to work one day only to find that his company has gone bankrupt. At a loss, Koino takes a job from a mysterious recruitment agent and is hired to paste dog stickers all over the city. Even though he doesn't understand the purpose of this strange assignment, Koino works hard every day at his new employment. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Opera House, and I think this is going to be a skip. I'll watch a trailer, but more than likely it's going to be skip for me. The Unwanted Undead Adventure. Rent Fina, a 25-year-old adventurer, has been hacking away at monsters for a decade. Oh, excuse me. Without much talent for the job, Rent finds himself stuck hunting slimes and goblins for meager amounts of coin every day. Little does he know, all this is about to change when he comes across a seemingly undiscovered path in the Water Moon dungeon. What awaits him at the end of the path, however, is neither treasure nor riches, but a legendary dragon that wastes no time swallowing him whole. Waking up a short time later, Rent finds himself not quite dead, but not very alive either. He is nothing more than a pile of bones. Armed with nothing but his trusty sword, tool belt, and ghoulish new looks, Rent sends off on his quest as a newly reborn skeleton to achieve existential evolution, hoping to one day return to civilization with a more human form. Will Rent succeed, or will the dungeon consume him for the rest of his undeath? Question mark. Release date January 2024. It is by Studio Connect, and I'll give it one episode. One episode leaning on three. All right, next. So that's it for all our regular anime for winter 2024. Again, all of these are going to be airing the first week of January, which at the time of recording is about in a month. So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Now, moving on, I added this segment last season, which was fall anime. Um, Tell me if you guys like these. I thought, I might as well just tell you everything anime related that's coming up. So now we're moving on to ONAs. So ensemble stars Suko selection checkmate. There's no synopsis available. Release date March 2024. It is by Dandelion Animation Studio, and I'm gonna watch the trailer whenever it's available and decide whether I'll watch this or skip. OVAs. We have My Happy Marriage. Uh, Not really sure what it's gonna cover. March 15, 2024 for the release date. Animation Studio, I'm assuming it's gonna be the same ones that did the anime, and it's gonna be a must watch. I haven't finished My Happy Marriage, but I am in like episode 3, I believe, so I just need to finish up. And I'll do that during winter break, which this next week at the time of recording, I have finals starting on Tuesday, and then my last day of classes or of school is the 15th, which would be Friday. So beginning on the 16th, I can finally have time to catch up. But yeah, let's move on. This is going to be a must watch. Movies. So we have a few good ones coming up. So, given movie, it's going to be a sequel to the original. It is slated for a January 27 release date. It is by Studio Lurch. I'm not really familiar with the original, so I think this is going to be a skip for me. Unless I like the first one. Like, I'll watch a trailer for the original one, and if I like it, then I'll watch both. Dead Demons, Dead Destruction. Alright, so they do have a synopsis, thankfully. When you look up at the sky, what do you see? A blue sky? Freedom? A hopeful future? The people of Tokyo see none of these. Damn, that's ominous. Instead, an ominous alien mothership looms overhead, engulfing the city's skyscape. 3 years ago they came. The arrival of the invaders, quotation marks, sparked the greatest war humanity had ever faced. One that threatened to end the world. The Japanese government scrambled to fight the invaders. Weapons were mass produced, sparking controversy and pacifist movements. That day, everything changed. And yet, nothing has changed. Karode Koyama and Oran Nakagawa live their final days like they always have, going to school, playing with friends, and doing what any carefree high school girl would do. As they grow up, they come to learn what it truly means to be an adult in a world where adults seem to be demons who only deceive and destroy. They come to learn the real threat to humanity is not the invaders, but humanity itself. Release date March 22nd, 2024. It is by Studio Production Plus H. So originally I gave this a skip based on the stock image, but after reading the synopsis, I think I'm gonna watch this. Especially that last line, I kind of agree with it, where they say the real threat to humanity is humanity itself. I really agree with that. I vibe with that. Moving on to our next movie is Omaru K. Synopsis spin-off of Yuru Yuri featuring Sakurako and her sisters. Release date February 2nd, 2024. It is a collaboration by Studio Passion and Studio Links, and I give it a must watch. Paripi Kome Road to Summer Sonia. It's a compilation of the series. Release date is March 1st, 2024. It is by Studio PA Works, and I think I'm gonna skip it. It's just a compilation, so if I do want to get into it, I might as well just watch the original series. All right, Haikyuu, the movie. Decisive Battle at the Garbage Dump. It is the sequel to the original series. Release date February 16, 2024. It is by Production IG, and it's going to be a skip for me. I know a lot of people hold Haikyuu in like a high regard. I'm not really into like sports anime. Um, the only one that I could recall at the moment was Blue Lock, and I talked about this before that it was really disappointing. It didn't live up to my expectations. It ended up just being a regular sports anime, whereas I thought it was gonna be like Squid Game type, which would have been a much more interesting premise. But yeah, so for me, it's gonna be a skip. Congrats to all you Haikyuu fans. You have more new material. Kitsu Monogatari Koyomi Vamp. It's a compilation of the series. Release date January 12th, 2024. It is by Studio Shaft. I put it as a must watch because of Garn. He's talked about Kitsumonogatari, so I kind of want to get into it. Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom. So it is a anime original or movie original. Release date January 26th, 2024. It is by Studio Sunrise, and it's gonna be a skip for me. I'm really not into mechas. There's really like rare ones, mecha Gundams, like Code Geass and 86, which have mechas in it, but isn't like the sole purpose of it, if that makes any sense. Like there's political warfare in there and romance and stuff like that. But if it's the sole focus, it's the Gundam, then it really doesn't call my attention. So skip for me. Next one, Bloody Escape, Escape from Hell. After human experimentation turns Kisaragi into a cyborg, he finds himself pressured by multiple organizations, an undying convent of vampires bent on conquest of Tokyo, and an immoral order of knights and a group of yakuza sworn to avenge the killing of their leader. Sworn to avenge the killing of their leader. I might not have any reason to live, but that's no reason to let them kill me. Kisaragi will have to use his cyborg body and his unique skill as well as anything else he can to make his big escape. Release date January 5th, 2024. It is by Polygon Pictures. I might watch the trailer, but I'm leaning towards a skip. Special. So we have Classroom for Heroes special. No synopsis available. It is going to release January 26th, 2024. It is by Actis, and it's going to be a must watch for me. And I believe that's it for all our anime. We'll transition back to OBS real quick, and then we'll move to our end screen. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I know we covered a lot. Let me know if you want me to keep adding the ONAs, OVAs, movies, and specials at the end of each seasonal review. If you're new to this video series or to my channel in general, I'm gonna do the whole YouTuber outro thing where please comment, like, subscribe, follow me on X, aka Twitter, Instagram. I do have a Twitch where I rarely stream, but now that the semester is coming to an end, I might start live streaming a little bit more. Um, and I do have another video coming out soon after this one, which will cover anime of 2023. So basically, what I was thinking for that video was we'll do five like surprise or five most popular rated anime of 2023, and then five like letdowns or disappointments of 2023. And then we got to start looking at the nominations for Crunchyroll Awards, which I will do a video for the nominations as well as an award ceremony video. So please look forward to those. Again, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, love you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.